Welcome to my Functional Pilates segment utilizing the Pilates Cadillac. Functional Pilates utilizes contemporary variations of traditional Pilates exercises. These reconstructed exercises strengthen, mobilize, and stabilize multiple joints in multiple planes of movement, as found and used in everyday life. This fusion of function-based moves integrated with altered Pilates exercises can be used as performance enhancements for both daily living and athletic pursuit. Today's 8-minute segment of Standing Leg and Arm Series will flow through nearly every move used throughout the day from the moment you get up. We will train the kinetic chain, mobilize the fascia in the front and in the back, develop stability and mobility in the shoulder, spine, and pelvis, as well as work the posterior chain. For today's segment, you'll need 2 light arm springs. I'm using 2 yellow, hook to the outer hook, as well as a glider, towel, or sock to glide your foot on. Set up by standing feet parallel, center to the Cadillac, with 1 foot on the glider. Be sure that the heel is lined up directly behind the second toe, arches are lifted, legs are engaged, lower abdominals are active, pelvis and spine are in neutral, and the shoulders are open. With a minimal shift in the hips or spine, lift the heel with the glider. Cross the springs so that the spring on top is the same as the glider foot. I am starting by standing on my left with my right heel lifted, which means the right spring or my right handle is crossed over into my left hand. The first exercises will be combining a reverse lunge slide with rows. As we move, be sure that the shoulders stay stacked over the hips and the spine and pelvis stay in neutral. On an exhale, you're going to slide the glider leg back so that your knees and hips come into a 90-degree angle on both legs. At the same time, you'll be pulling the elbows past the rib cage into your row. Be sure that the shoulders stay stacked over the hips and the sit bones are pointing straight down. Inhale as you stand up all the way to your starting position. We're going to be alternating that same move but adding a rotation in the spine. So we're going to twist towards our front leg as our glider leg goes down into our lunge. Be sure to keep the integrity of the spine in your rotation. So the shoulders and the rib cage stay stacked over the hips. Both legs are still in their 90-90 position, and neither knee is collapsing in or out. Inhale as you stretch the arms and stand back up into your starting position. So now we're going to continue to alternate the reverse lunge row with the reverse lunge twist. If at any time you feel that you want to repeat the movement before, go ahead and continue your lunge rows and do your lunge row twist after. Exhale as you pull, inhale as you stand up. Exhale as you rotate, inhale as you stand up. Think about the back side of the body as you lunge and pull, and think about the front side of your body as you stand up, thinking of the chest open and the abdominals engaged. And now we're going to move on to a standing hip lift and elevated lunge. Lift your knee as high up towards your chest as possible without affecting the pelvis so that the sit bones are still pointed straight down and the spine is still stacked. Exhale and reach that elevated knee straight back into an elevated lunge, bending the bottom leg as you pull the arms out to a T. Be sure that the leg is no higher than the shoulders so that the lumbar is not excessively arched. Keep the body still as you make a small circle with the arms pressing towards your hips, down towards the floor, towards the Cadillac, and back up alongside your shoulders. Inhale as you bring the back leg forward into your knee lift. Exhale, extend that front knee to the back and press that back hip forward as the arms go out to a T and circle. Inhale, hinge at the hips and lift that back knee forward up towards the chest, arms straight forward. Exhale, press that front leg to the back, arms to a T, back hip press forward. Inhale, hinge at the hips and lift the knee, arms forward. Notice that the pelvis is hinging inside the hip sockets and that the spine is following the pelvis. As you circle the arms, try to draw the shoulders away from the ears. Keep the front of the hips connected to the rib cage and the lower abdominals always engaged. Last one, we're going to keep this leg back here but put it down on the floor and keep the spine forward and extend the bottom leg. Be sure to press your back hip forward and pull your front hip back so that your pelvis is level, and lower the spine as much as possible, but keeping the spine straight. We're going to start moving and stretching that back fascia. Arms fully extended forward. Inhale without releasing the ribs down towards the floor. Exhale, beginning at the pelvis. Tilt the tailbone towards the heels and lift the front of the hips. Curl up through the spine only until about the shoulders. Abs and back of the legs fully engage as you inhale into the back of your rib cage. Exhale, drive the top of the head down towards the floor until it's in line with the hips. Inhale, lengthen the spine so that you're going to arch your chest up through your arms, only as far as you can control in the front into your next. Exhale, round from the hips up through the spine. Inhale at the top, feeling the back of the rib cage. Exhale, pressing the crown of the head towards the floor. Lengthen on an inhale. Lift the chest, pull it through the arms, reaching that back hip forward, front hip back. Exhale, tilting the tailbone down, rounding the spine, going through each vertebrae. Inhale, lengthen the spine and arch the chest up through the arms, pressing the hips forward. And exhale, round it back up. We're going to go back into that reverse lunge row without sliding. But we're gonna row as we stand up. So you're going to inhale, arms reach forward, go into your 90-90 lunge. Exhale, stand straight up and pull the elbows right past the rib cage. Inhale as you lunge back down, arms straight forward. Remember, the shoulders should stay stacked over the hips. Exhale, row and stand straight up. Keep pulling that front hip back and pressing that back hip forward. Ribs connected to the abs as you inhale, lunge down. Exhale, stand straight up and row. Home stretch, we're going to come back to that elevated lunge. Stand up, reach the arms out to a T. Press that back hip forward and stand it back up. Side one done, and on to round two. Be sure to switch the handles and the glider. Take time to set up. Standing up nice and tall, shoulders are open, arms are straight, rib cage connected to the abs, abs pulled into the pelvis, pelvis in neutral, tailbone and sit bones pointed straight down, glider heel lifted. Exhale, slide that glider foot back into your 90 position. Inhale, straight forward. Exhale, add the twist towards the front leg, and inhale, stand it up. Exhale, lunge back and row, shoulders stay stacked over the hips. Inhale all the way forward, and exhale, twist towards that front leg, pull that elbow behind you, extend that front arm front. Exhale, lunge and row. Inhale, stand it up. Be aware of your knees here on the twist, and inhale, stand it all the way up. Exhale, elbows pull past the rib cage, and then they extend all the way forward. Keep reaching that front arm even as you pull that elbow back. Exhale, abs pulling with the ribs. Exhale, reach, and inhale, stand it up. Exhale, make sure that the knees are not collapsing in or out, especially here on the rotation. Inhale, stand it up. Lifting that knee up towards the chest. Exhale, extend that leg behind you. Press that back hip forward, front hip back, arm circle. Stand it back up by hinging in front of the hips, arms straight forward. Exhale, extend it back, arms to a T and circle. Inhale, hinge at the hips and lift the knee, arms straight forward. Exhale, as you press this leg back, press that hip forward, back knee pulls back. Inhale, hinge at the hips, bring the knee up to the chest, sit bones point straight down. Exhale, reach, arms to a T and circle. Inhale, hinge at the hips, lift the knee. Exhale, extend, arms to a T and circle, shoulders away from the ears. Inhale, hinge at the hip, lift the knee to the chest, sit bones straight down. Exhale, press that back hip forward, pull that front hip back, circle, shoulders away from the ears. Stand up tall, connect the ribs and the abs. Exhale, press it out and put it down. And now for some fascia moves, but before you go, be sure that the back hip is pressed forward and the front hip is pulled back. The spine is in neutral and the rib cage is connected to the abs. Exhale, tilt the tailbone down towards the floor and round through the spine. Inhale when you get into the shoulder blades. Exhale, dive the top of the head down towards the floor and begin lifting the chest up through the arms as you inhale. Exhale, round the spine, starting at the pelvis, curling through each vertebrae. Inhale when you get up into that rib cage. Exhale, top of the head down towards the floor. Reach the chest up through the arms and inhale in that arch. Exhale, bring it back down, round the spine, up through each vertebrae. Pull the chest through the arms, arching that back. Exhale, bring it back down, round through the spine, feeling the arms reaching away from the body as you curl and as you arch, but keeping the rib cage connected to the abdominals pulled into the pelvis. Exhale, round, inhale to the back of the ribs. Exhale, down, inhale, lift the chest up through the arms and arch the spine. Exhale, round up through the spine one last time. And we're going to go back into our lunge and wide stance row. Extending the arms forward as you lunge down. Exhale, press down through the feet, go straight up through the spine as you row the elbows back. Inhale, lunge down, arms straight forward, shoulders back. Exhale, pull the elbows past the rib cage and press that back hip forward, front hip pulls back. Inhale, lunge down, arms straight forward. Exhale, open the chest, but keep the ribs connected. One more time, inhale down. This time, exhale and go into your elevated lunge with your arms in the T position. Hinge at the hips, lift that knee one more time, and stand straight up. All done! For a breakdown of most of these exercises and movements, be sure to check out the Pilates Physio section. Thanks for watching.